Southwest Virginia is responding to President Obama's executive action on gun control.
The president laid out his plan at the White House today. Now, anyone selling firearms must have a license and conduct background checks.
In addition, President Obama says the country, quote, needs a more efficient background check system. To make this happen, the president wants to expand background checks to include criminals, to hire more people to process applications faster, help the mentally ill get the treatment they need, and boost gun safety technology. President Obama says Second Amendment rights are important, but other rights have been denied to the victims of gun violence.
Our unalienable right to life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness, those rights were stripped from college kids in Blacksburg and Santa Barbara, and from high schoolers at Columbine, and from first graders in Newtown.
Meanwhile, one expert in Roanoke says the move is more of a statement than an action that will cause any real change in controlling access to guns. WSLS 10's Rob Manch is outside of the Salem Civic Center tonight, where a gun show, one of the focal points of the president's speech, will take place in just a few weeks. So, Rob, what insight did this expert have to offer?
Well, Lindsay, that expert tells me that Obama's making a specific effort here to limit the sale of guns from unlicensed vendors. And virtually the only place that you can still do that is at gun shows like the one scheduled here at the Salem Civic Center on January 17th. Now, the order today further restricts how you can sell guns, and people selling out of their own personal collection without a license are not legally supposed to be making a profit or selling guns in large quantities. The president today proposed adding 200 new agents at the Department of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms to further enforce those rules. But attorney Lyndon Eakin that I spoke with today says it won't do much good.
And it's certainly not going to change the ability of people to buy guns who want to buy a gun illegally. They can do that through a straw purchase or buy stolen guns, both of which are the primary sources of guns already. This is more of a political statement and drawing attention to the whole subject rather than something effective.
On the White House website, there is a warning posted to unlicensed vendors saying, quote, "It is important to note that even a few transactions, when combined with other evidence, can be sufficient to establish that a person is engaged in the business." Now, Eakin says it may scare off a few unlicensed vendors, but will ultimately increase the desire for and sale of weapons overall. Now, we did reach out to the company that is hosting that gun show here at the Salem Civic Center on the 17th, C&E Gun Shows, but they declined our request for comment. And in regards to the rest of the president's statement, it is important to note that he proposes several things that will have to be approved by Congress later this year, including the addition of those 200 agents at the Department of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.